Guys, Mustang here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so a big teaser has just been dropped on Twitter by our boy Maverick. Very reputable leaker. This is someone who has posted both publicly and privately a bunch of information about stuff that has turned out to be accurate in the past. Things like, you know, banner lineups, specifics about like new units that are going to come out, active skills and stuff like that. So this guy is, you know, one of the more reputable leakers, doesn't just post stuff if it's not, you know, confirmed in some way, shape or form. And so he has tweeted out this little teaser here of Gamma 1 and 2 with the hashtag Dokkan Battle. So obviously what this means is that Gamma 1 and 2 are coming to Dokkan Battle in some way, shape or form very soon. Now, the biggest question, of course, and as always with these kind of leaks, it's always a tasty tidbit to get your excitement going, but no real sort of meat to the dish, I guess, if you want to put it that way. We have no way of knowing when they're going to come, how they're going to come, or what it's going to be like. Now, remember, when they released the superhero event with the story event with Gohan, this one here that came out into the game quite a while ago, Global, it came out in August. JP, it was in June. This came out as its own separate thing. It was referred to as a movie collaboration special event, and it went alongside whatever was going on at the time. Like, Global got this as the later part of the anniversary, and so it led people to really start speculating about what was going to be happening with superhero stuff in terms of coming to Dokkan. So the interesting thing is, JP is in the middle of the Path to Power celebration for Kid Goku. So it feels like rather than being the part 2 of that celebration is going to be superhero related, it kind of seems like it's probably going to be the same sort of thing again, right? Where it is the movie collaboration celebration part 2 or whatever, that is almost like a separate celebration existing alongside what is going on in the game. It's kind of like how Heroes is, right? There's normally a Dokkan Fest at the beginning of November. In fact, last year for Global, it was the release of Tech Gogeta. So we're assuming this year it'll be the release of Vegeta and Trunks. And then Heroes comes out towards the end of November, but those banners are still up. So it's like going on at the same time, essentially. So I could see that happening for the Gamma 1 and 2 thing being part 2 of this celebration. So I wouldn't get your hopes up necessarily about it being even a banner. We could see them adding more stages to this event, where we then get a free-to-play Gamma 1 and 2, who, just like this Gohan, could potentially awaken in the future once we get into a proper, full superhero-themed celebration. So it'll be interesting to see how they choose to implement this, because we know this is going to get updates at some point. Like, will this bring the update that also awakens this Gohan? Because obviously, remember, he starts fighting Gamma 1 in the movie. Is it? Wait, I actually forget which way around it is. Does he fight 1 or 2? And Piccolo fights the other one, I forget. But whichever one it is that he ends up fighting, he goes Super Saiyan fairly quickly. So if they add stages to this previous event, and this is how you farm, like if it's a free-to-play Gamma 1 and 2, I could see them adding those stages and not only bringing the Gamma 1 and 2, but also giving the awakening to this Gohan so that he awakens into Super Saiyan, and then we could still potentially see him awaken again into an LR, potentially as like Ultimate Gohan, or it could stay as a TUR, maybe he gets an Easy A, and then the Gamma 1 and 2 could potentially get an awakening as well. I don't know if their card would necessarily change. The card could change into like a Gamma 1 and 2 that exchange into Gamma 1, because obviously the results of, you know, what happens towards the end of the movie to Gamma 2. So that could be one way that they could implement this. Now, the other thing that's going to be interesting is, what teams are they going to be on? Because this Gohan is on Movie Heroes, but when you think about it, like, they're not really bad guys, right? They're not bad characters, quote unquote. They're not evil. You know, they've been given wrong information. They think the Gohan and the Z Fighters are the bad guys. They think they're superheroes. So as far as they're concerned, they are the good guys. And obviously, as the events of the movie progress, that is essentially what happens, right? And they are sort of woken up to what's really going on. And by the end of the movie, you would essentially say that they were good guys. So does that mean that they're going to be on Movie Heroes? Because it'd be kind of weird for them to be on Movie Bosses, especially because of the way Dokkan does the Movie Bosses category. They don't put henchmen on the Movie Bosses category. They only put the actual boss, which of course for superhero would be Cell Max. So I don't think Gamma 1 and 2 would be on movie bosses, but would they be on movie heroes? If they are on movie heroes, that's obviously great. If they're on neither, that would obviously be very disappointing, right? Because of the lack of teams and categories and stuff. Like, we know for a fact they're going to be on androids because they are androids, right? So they are going to be on this category. But what other categories are they going to be on, right? They're going to have special pose. Obviously, they'll be on joined forces if it is a Gamma 1 and 2 card together. Maybe it is two of them separately, who knows? That could be interesting as well, I guess, if they added stages to this. If they're both standalone free-to-play units, and then they could have like a unit super with each other, because they're both free-to-play units anyway, so there's no, you know, it's not like you only get one and not the other, so then you can't do their unit super. And then that would be interesting for the future, because I could see, when it comes to the summonable cards, like a Gamma 1 and 2 together is probably more likely than them getting separate cards. So them getting separate free-to-play cards would be quite interesting. And then that could potentially play into the kit of an eventual summonable Gamma 1 and 2. So let me know down below in the comment section, what do you think? What categories do you think they're going to be on? Like I say, androids and special pose seems like pretty much guaranteed. I guess you could put them on. There's a bunch of categories we could list off that Dokkan is sometimes a bit weird about for certain characters. Like accelerated battle, you would assume they would be on, right? Because by the time we get to the fights in Superhero, we're talking about like some of the fastest moving characters in the series at this point. So accelerated battle definitely seems like a good idea. In fact, let's go to the actual list of categories here. I'm not going to go down this in like huge amounts of detail. We're just going to quickly scroll and see what we can see that would potentially be viable for them. Movie bosses, again, I think very unlikely. I think more likely movie heroes. Obviously androids, joined forces, potentially movie heroes. Artificial life forms, I guess, because most of the androids are on there as well. So artificial life forms. I don't think you would say siblings bond, right? Because then, well, 17 and 18 were brother and sister before they got turned into androids. But you could make an argument for siblings bond, I guess. Worthy rivals, maybe. Although this category pretty much only means worthy rivals to Goku. So even though technically they would be, they don't interact with him at all in the movie. You wouldn't say terrifying conquerors because they're not really bad guys. So I don't know if there's a lot of categories. Like a standalone Gamma 2 based on the end of the movie could be on Final Trump card. All Out Struggle, not so much really as well. Battle of Wits, maybe. So, you know, there's a few categories that they could be on. Defenders of Justice, I think they definitely would be on, right? Because they think they're superheroes, so they'll definitely be on this team. Bond of Friendship, I guess, maybe. We already said about Accelerated Battle. And there you go. So special pose, obviously, again, I think I said that already multiple times. So there's multiple teams that they could be on. Let me know what you guys think down below. What teams would you like to see them be on? Would you prefer them to be together as a joined forces card, or would you like to see that as a summonable card in the future? Let me know all of your thoughts down below about Gamma 1 and 2 coming to Dokkan. How do you think they're going to do it? When do you think they're going to do it? Let me know all of your thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.